So, James,
Eleanor.
drinks in the kitchen,
Yes.
Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
First episode vibes.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel good now that I've got a drink and I'm ready to
I
go
know,
with it, yeah.
but I just feel,
excited.
James, you know me.
Yes.
I'm dry.
You are, yeah.
Normally I
You've
just
got
have...
a beer flush
I've
already.
already got a wine rash. I've had
Yeah.
one sip of a drink.
I know.
But maybe this will be my renaissance.
Yeah.
We'll see anyway, just see how we go.
Yes.
But we wanted to introduce this,
Yeah.
what we're doing and why.
That's our little project.
Because
Our
we're
little
sad
thing.
because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
And we thought we should do something to bring a bit of levity into the world.
Yeah,
maybe.
to give people a bit of flavour when they're doing
Yeah,
cooking
give
and tea
people a
and
bit
stuff.
of flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you just sat in your kitchen with a friend having a drink.
Yeah, talking about crap.
Yeah. So you're James.
I am.
I'm Eleanor.
You are.
We know each other from work.
Yes.
We won't get into that.
Because I didn't like you when I first met you, that's why. I thought you really stuck up your own ass.
Oh, James, let me explain.
Okay.
Because this will also
Well,
be...
firstly,
okay.
I'll set it up. You sent me a really shitty email. And I thought, who is that? I don't like her. And then I was told from a manager, oh, you need to get in touch with Eleanor, she'll sort this out. And I said, can I go to anyone else but her? I don't like her.
James.
I used to think you were really up yourself in canteen.
I won.
I just thought, who's that girl there?
I won. I don't think...
The
I
end.
think it's because I've got curly hair and it makes me look like I've got
I
something
don't
going on
think
that I don't.
It's something to do with your hair.
Can I segue from that?
Yes.
And I'm not making excuses.
Well, no.
But this is how I'm going to introduce Simon, my
Right,
partner, the
yeah.
sound tech.
Yeah.
Is that what you'd call yourself?
Yeah.
Producer.
Yeah, producer.
Right. So this is Simon. We weren't always partners.
No.
And during the time that you're talking about, when you thought I were a bitch,
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of a bad do in my feelings towards Simon. And I took it out on everybody else.
Even strangers that you've never spoken to in your entire life got such a shitty email.
Yeah, for 6 months I were a bitch, I can't
I even
lie.
remember exactly what it said.
Well, let's move on.
Can I ask you what this has got to do with you, James?
Okay, but look at us now.
Yeah, all
Started
right,
doing
yeah,
a
fine.
podcast, so
Yeah.
let's move on
Okay.
really quick.
Right.
Also, if there's tip-tapping in the background, it's Wilson the dog.
And what dog is Wilson?
He's a miniature schnauzer.
It's lovely.
An old man has a dog in
Yeah.
dog form.
Yeah. Quite long face, little eyes. It's cute.
Well, that ain't the best description I've ever heard of him, but... So, James, today,
Yes.
first episode,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about something that I think's really interesting, and that I think loads of people do, and I
Yeah.
know you do.
Yes.
But I actually don't know your stance on this. We've spoken about it before.
Yeah.
But basically, I like paranormal, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ghosts, Ouija
Very
boards,
into it, yeah.
medium. I don't believe in it.
I know, same kind of.
Right, that's what I wanted to ask.
Kind of yes and no. I'm always torn massively because I can watch some videos on YouTube and I think that is 100% a ghost. How can you fake that?
Yeah.
But then I can also watch some others and think that's 100% not real. I get torn.
I get torn because I think same, and I've
Yeah.
seen some weird stuff, and I've seen some weird stuff in true life.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
talk about that. But then I just think in this world, there's got to be a million other things it can be before it's a ghost.
Well, it's your energy, innit? Where does your energy go? It can't just disappear into the ethos when you
And
die.
I like that. I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be gone.
Yeah.
I want to be knocking about.
But you don't want to come back as a slug or a leaf or something crap
No,
like
well,
that, do you?
reincarnation, that's a whole nother ball
That's a
game.
really bad do if you come back as a slug. What happened that he made you do that? I'd be absolutely
imagine?
mortified, especially if you still got the same consciousness as
Well,
you had as
that'd be
human.
really terrible.
Yeah.
Surely that no God would punish
You'd
anybody
be like,
like
I'm
that.
starving, I'm going to go eat that leaf, but it's going to take 3 years to get there.
And I'm disgusted.
Really gross. And someone
Everybody hates me.
someone's like, let's step on me with no shoes on because it always happens.
So we have diverted from that, but
Okay.
I wanted to
Yeah.
because I've recently rewatched, and I think you might have seen it.
Yeah.
The Derren Brown Investigates. He did a
Yeah.
few little episodes, and one of them is on mediums and cold reading.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, he tears this guy a new arsehole.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he meets this bloke from Liverpool who
Not
claims...
Derek Acora.
No, it's not Derek Acora. I wish it had
Right.
been. No, it's not Derek. He meets
Who's
this
dead
guy
now.
who's dead, yeah. So he claims to be a medium.
Yeah.
like powered by the spirit world.
Right. As in, i.e., I've got Jeff here, he's telling me that
Yeah.
you've got a blue coat in your house somewhere.
Yeah.
And, right, okay.
Darren, obviously, is like a mentalist, so he does cold readings and stuff.
Right.
So he's basically challenging this guy to prove to him that what he's saying is genuine.
Yeah.
Which I find really interesting, because either way, if you're true, and it is slightly more interesting if it is from spirit world, but if it is just someone reading you and your body language,
Yeah.
that's a massive, surely that's a skill.
It is a skill, but they're using it wrong out there. They try to say it's something else.
Yeah, and I suppose,
But if they just accepted it for what it is, they'd go far.
but the thing is, and the thing that Darren was saying, and I've been reading a few other bits about it, the key is that people want to believe.
Yeah, of
God,
course.
Wilson's drinking that water and it sounds uncomfortable. Does that sound bad?
It's only you that thinks
Sorry.
that.
So he's saying the trick is with it that you need to be speaking to people who want to believe in what you're saying.
Yeah, of course. And most people want to because everyone's lost someone.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's where it gets muddy, because are you exploiting them because they're sad? Because
Yeah.
they've lost someone and they want to know?
Of course you
Or
are.
are you giving them comfort?
That's
Darren will
fine.
like you exploiting them.
Yeah.
And I maybe tend to believe.
They've been exploited, definitely. I've got family members that really believe in this crap.
Do you?
Yeah, big time. One of them you know quite well, mentioning no names, that really believe in this, and I can't stand it.
Well, I've been to see a couple.
Yeah, I have.
Well, what's your experience?
Shocking. Terrible. Reaching at nothing.
Who did you go and
I've
see?
got someone here and begins with a H, it could be an A. All right.
Well, which one is it? 'Cause I'm paying you 40 quid to tell me.
I can see an old man in corner. Of course you can. It's fucking Jeff from down the road.
Who?
I went to Strawberry Bridge one. I saw a woman called.
Is
I can't
it?
remember what she was called.
I know
yes,
it is, yeah.
yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
And she were no good. Did you not
In
come
my
away
experience,
thinking
no.
it's true?
No, I didn't. No, at all.
And she didn't give you any profound information.
No, she didn't really speak to me directly, but I saw what she was doing with other people, and I just didn't buy it. I just didn't buy
Were
it.
it a one-on-one or were it in a?
No group thing.
Oh, were
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
What? So this is what this guy were doing. He was standing up and saying to an audience of 300 people,
Yeah.
all middle-aged older ladies, and he was saying, "Does anyone know anyone called Jeff,
Yeah.
David, Keith?" Though, you know what I mean, like names
Older
of
names that
yeah.
you would probably
And
know.
obviously, someone in that room, they go, "Me."
Yeah.
So, was that the sort of thing you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, definitely.
So I went to see a guy, really dodgy actually, because afterwards
Did
we
you go
found
one-on-one?
out we had to go in two to one,
Right.
two of us with him,
Yeah.
because it turns out 6 months later he got put in prison for being a paedophile.
For God's
I'm
sake,
not
how old were
joking.
you?
We were 18, so
Oh,
we were
right.
really pushing it, I'll be honest. We obviously didn't know he
No.
were a bloody paedophile,
No.
but we did think, why have we got to go in two?
That's hilarious.
However, I'll tell you,
Don't tell me it blew your mind.
no, at the time I did, because I was 18, you're an idiot. In hindsight, no, it was a lot of cold reading. I can see that for what it was.
Yeah.
There was one thing though that he said that still to me is very strange. We were getting up to leave, and he stopped us both. We were like, "Oh, wait a minute." And basically, a few months before, we had a friend with an unusual name. I won't say any names. She had an unusual name, not one that I have ever heard before.
Right, okay.
And her mum passed away
Yeah.
suddenly. So she weren't ill, there were no prior, she passed away suddenly about 6 months before, so obviously it were all really fresh for us. And as we were leaving, we were like, "Stop, I'm getting a woman, she's come through, she needs you to speak to this person, her daughter. She's got a photo next to her bed, she's got a wedding ring." Give us loads of details and said the name. So me and my friend were both like, how has he guessed that as we're
Yeah.
leaving? That were really strange.
That is, I won't lie, that is strange. But then maybe you, in your mind now, have exaggerated it to yourself as you've got older, because you do that. I do it with stuff.
Yeah.
Your memories can become bigger than they were.
Yes, that's true. But I do remember at the time we were really, because my friend didn't believe, she just sort of came with me, and even she were like,
Yeah.
"Shit out." I mean, there is a cloud over it now because of his actions following that. So I can't say.
I mean, even
can't really
paedophiles may be a psychic.
Well,
You
yeah,
can't-
yeah.
the world beyond don't go
Spirit
to know he's a
don't know.
paedophile.
Spirit don't know. And I also went to see a tarot reader.
Yeah, no, not into it. Don't buy it.
The only thing she said but this might be an example of what you've just said about me making it bigger.
Yeah.
She did say to me, you're going to meet someone, blue eyes, blonde hair, called Sam.
Oh.
Now, I was like 20, maybe 19, 20 when I went to see this person. I'm obviously going through a bit of a phase.
Yeah.
And look, Simon, blue eyes, blonde hair, and his mum calls him Sam as a nickname.
Really?
So
Okay.
that's the, and again, that's the only thing. But are these just shots in the dark that happen to hit the mark?
Yeah, because you tell me how somebody sat there with a packet of cards goes, oh, there's the 9 of buttons. That means you're going to have a really good life, and by the time you're 35, you're going to have a nice house. How does the 9 of buttons show you that you're going to have a nice house by the time you're 35? Can you show me how that says that, is my question.
Well, listen, I started practicing tarot.
Oh, for God's sake. Do you know what? I knew you were going to say that.
What's the 9 of buttons?
It's a
Maybe 9 of
card.
clubs?
No, it's
the
a
night.
tarot
It's the
card.
swords. So the swords and cups.
It's
So
not an actual pack of cards.
It's a pack of cards.
No, but I mean, it's not like playing
No,
cards.
no, it's not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all different. It's called the minor and major arcana. So you pull cards from different, and basically the thought behind it is the person you're doing a reading for, you're drawing energy from particular cards, and that's what leads you to pick them out of the formations,
Right.
and then you interpret the cards' meanings to the person you're saying, but it is very general.
Yeah.
So this is another thing. Cold readers
Yeah.
use what they call a Barnum expressions. So things that sound really personal. So I could say to you, I can see that you've had a really tough time the last 12 months. But that could apply to
anyone.
everybody on this road.
Yeah.
So there's loads of things like that they'll use that bring a person in.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like with the tarot reading that I got, there were a lot of that involved.
Right.
But as we were saying, the spirit world and things like that, very intriguing.
Yeah, it is. I do believe that there's stuff out there like paranormally, if that's the word.
Well, you did want to get a Ouija board
I did get a Ouija board. I bought one.
from Amazon.
Yeah. For £8.
How much? £8. Yeah.
Very thin as well. Won't protect you from anything, but I don't believe that anything can come through that. I just don't.
So why?
You can
did
make
you
your
buy
own.
it?
I don't know why I bought it, because I was going to do it, and I just... I
Did you
don't
do
know.
it?
He asked me to come and do it with him, and I said no, because let me
Because
tell
Sarah
you,
Sarah said that stuff come through the board, and she wouldn't dare trust it and never do it and all that kind of crap. But I don't believe in it. But stuff has happened to me in that house though since.
your house that you're in now.
Yeah.
Since you
that
brought the Ouija board.
Well, don't know if it's because of that. No, it's probably not. But that sleep paralysis thing with the shadow person that grabbed hold of me and I couldn't wake up. It was horrendous. I just can't wish it on
How many
anyone.
times has that happened?
I felt something twice, but the main one was I could feel it holding onto my leg, like grabbing hold of my leg. It was
Like
the
a hand?
strangest feeling, yeah. But I couldn't see it, but I knew it was there. And then I was trying to get Brody's attention, and he was having none of it, weirdly.
Maybe Brody will like turn his head away and he'll like, if I just keep my eyes shut
Yeah.
and don't look, I
He
won't have to
couldn't
get
give a
involved.
shit. Brody couldn't give a shit. I could get axe murdered, right? A limb off in each room, and Brody'd be like, all right, and still lick him afterwards. He would. It's shocking.
Brody!
It's
I
shocking.
want you to have more faith in him. Maybe he was just scared.
I don't have any faith in Brody. Faith in what? As a protector, he is not bred for that.
Well, he looks like a little cotton wool ball with legs.
Yeah. And he's miserable.
So, just back to the Ouija board.
Hmm.
Were there any particular effect you wanted to do? Were you looking to contact anyone, or were you just seeing what had happened?
To be fair, I just wanted to see if it is true that it moves on its own, but apparently you can't do it on your own for it to move on its
No.
own, because you need the energies of everyone to be able to move it or whatever. But then it's
Yeah.
the spirit moving it, who knows?
Did you read the Amazon reviews?
Yeah,
my
did you?
God,
Good,
did
good
I?
point.
I don't think I did. Did
You
I?
just went ahead
Maybe we
and
should.
see if it's there. But I do remember you, I'll use this word, you were
Okay.
press ganging me into doing that Ouija
I
board.
was doing what?
Press ganging me into it.
Press
remember?
gagging, yeah.
Press ganging.
What's that?
Forcing me into it.
Alright, can you just speak in words that we know?
So I feel that if anyone, even if it is a load of shit,
Yeah.
I have got the worst luck with stuff like that.
Right.
So certainly...
So do you regularly get spirits from beyond knocking on your door?
No. But if I give them an opening, I believe they'd try and get into me.
Yeah. Into you, as in like in your being.
I feel like they try and get on top. No. Get involved with my life. Because I feel like I'm very susceptible to, you know what I'm like with hypnotherapy. I am honestly, to a ghost, I'm asking to be possessed, I think.
But what if they did possess you and did a better job in your job? Were they a better partner to Simon? What if everything just really worked out well? Would you let it stay around?
Maybe we should do one.
Maybe we should do one live on this podcast.
No.
Why?
Never. Not in this house. Not inviting that in here.
Simon's no.
shit scared.
Are you?
I'm not having it.
He's
Simon.
terrified.
Do you believe in it all, yeah?
No, I just don't fancy finding out.
No,
Yeah.
Simon's a skeptic, but
You can't be a skeptic if you want to do a Ouija board. I'm sorry, I draw a line.
maybe we should. Listen, I'll think on this.
Have a thing.
But let me tell you, and then you can tell me yours because I know you've got one. I am torn between believing and not, and I know what my logical mind is saying
Yeah.
is that it's got to be something else.
Yeah.
However, I have had a couple of experiences that I truly can't explain, and I'm not a dick. I'm not an idiot. I don't want to believe that that's what it is. But when I lived back at my mum and dad's house, not a particularly old house, maybe like 60, 70 years old,
Yeah. It's quite old.
because all this, I mean, that's another thing, that's a cliche about haunted houses and ghosts and stuff. Old house, old woman lived there. But
Because you never see a ghost in an Adidas tracksuit.
exactly, I know, that's the thing. But anyway, so we're living in this house, my mum, my dad, my two sisters. My two sisters have their own bedroom, bunk beds. I've got my own. Now, in our family, my dad liked to hide sweets and chocolate from us.
Right.
It's given me a complex later on in life.
Like a battered sausage.
Like the battered sausage. But, so Rachel used to sneak downstairs when they'd gone to bed to stock up in a bedroom.
Yeah.
And I'd hear her.
We've all done that.
Coming past my bedroom, we've all done it. Coming past my bedroom, I'd heard her a couple of nights. This particular night, it was about midnight. My mum and dad were in bed. I were in bed with my door slightly open. And I heard her come past my bedroom, walk past my door, saw the shadow, go downstairs, and I thought, it's like the third night in a row that she's done this. So I stood at the top of the stairs, heard the cupboards in the kitchen opening and closing, heard her walking around, lights going on, and I thought, she's really getting a load in now. She's taking the piss. But there's not going to be none left for me.
She's not even trying to hide it now.
She's not even trying to hide it. So anyway, I'm waiting at the top of the stairs. She's a few minutes. I'm thinking I'll catch her when she comes back up. Take some off her.
Yeah.
And then the bedroom was to my right. The door opened to my sister's bedroom. And there were a cough or a noise or whatever. So I looked. And she was in bed. She was in bed with a foot hanging out of the side of the bed. Honestly, I backed into my bedroom, turned the light on, got under the covers, and you know when you're sweating, you're boiling and you're cold. I was so
But
terrified.
wait, it could have been your mum or your dad.
They were in bed.
How do you know?
Because, well, you know your routine when you're in your family home. You know everyone's routine. It weren't a massive house. They're in the room. We're all in the rooms next to each other.
Yeah.
I knew that everyone had gone to bed.
Did you not go down and just have a little...
When's that ever worked out for anybody? Ever? No. And then there's a couple of other instances that me and my sister have experienced, only in the room that I was in, only in that bedroom.
Yeah.
Where-
There's always a residual room, isn't there, where they like to be.
I feel like there is an epicentre, yeah. And in that bedroom, so the bedroom in the middle of the room, and you could walk around the bed to the window and the door, whatever. And I'd be asleep and wake up feeling like there was someone's face up against mine.
Yeah.
And that wakes you up because you're sort of aware of it, aren't you?
Yeah.
If someone's in your room. And I woke up to that on a few occasions, and obviously there's nobody there.
But you can feel if there's someone who's thought,
But
they were, you know, don't you? Your body knows.
You do feel that vibe.
Yeah.
So, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because that can't just be your imagination, because it's a long thing, eh? Like, it's not just go, I think I heard a noise. You said you could hear cupboards opening and all this
Light
stuff.
going
That's
on
a
and
long
off.
time.
It
innit?
was terrible. When I realised you were in bed, I have
All the blood
never...
left your body.
Seriously, I've never felt like that before, ever. Terrible. I get goosebumps now thinking about it. Awful. Disgusting. But yeah, so that kind of...
So that sort of stuff makes me think that it's real. Some of the YouTube videos, I'm telling you can get into a bit of a black hole, and I
Like
regularly
what?
do. I watch like real ghosts caught on camera, and it's
How? Like, what do they do?
like it's like security cameras in pubs, for instance,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a woman and she's just clearing up at night, and then all glasses start falling off, buffets fall over, that sort of stuff, and she's genuinely scared. You can tell. That
She's
sort
not
of stuff I
acting.
believe. But when people just got the phone and they're just going around the room and then there's a ghost in the corner, I don't believe that. So what are you filming your room for, you weirdo? What are you doing
Why
that
is the
for?
videos like that?
Yeah, there's loads.
See,
You
you're
must
a
have
big
seen
YouTuber.
stuff like these.
No, I don't really go on
I watch
YouTube.
YouTube more than I watch telly or Netflix or anything else.
And is there a lot... See, the only thing... If you're filming it, there's a reason that you're filming it, do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a
giveaway.
an observer's paradox type of thing where
Yeah.
something's going to happen in it if you're filming it and then putting it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that you've got to, you can tell. I think you can tell, but I would encourage you to watch some. Don't be scared. So I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but
Yeah.
I want to talk about shadow people and
Right.
just strange things. See, the thing is, there's shadow people. There's the Hat Man. Have you heard of the Hat Man? No, this is
hang
for
on.
real.
Is the Hat Man what we represented in the Haunting of Hill House on Netflix?
Yeah, so he wears a bowler hat.
disgusting.
But listen, this woman, I watched a documentary on this, watch it, called The Hat Man.
Right.
And this woman was basically saying that she's seen it all her life, on and off. And then she thought, what is this? And she Googled it. There is millions of cases of the exact same thing across the entire world.
And is it people just taking the piss out of people?
No, mate, it's people that can see him. Like, he's just there. Sometimes he's got glowing eyes, sometimes he aren't. He's always in a corner of the room or just somewhere near. This woman
What's he up
opened...
to?
He's just there. I think he represents badness. This woman opened a kid's door and she was in the cot and the Hat Man was stood behind her and she was just
hell.
stood in the cot.
I'd leave that kid.
Crazy.
I'd run.
So have that. Take it as a token of my appreciation that I'm alive. Keep it. It's yours. But there's also the little old hag woman as well. She's about 3 foot tall and she sits on your chest. And she paralyses you in your sleep. And she comes to you because you're depressed. You let them in when you're depressed.
Right, so why is she adding to your problems?
Because she's feeding off your bad vibes, your bad energy. It's what keeps her going. It's
So
a thing.
these sound like other interpretations of, you know, they say depression's the black dog.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
We've got
these
a
are
black
like... I know. Yeah, I know we do. But so these are like other... Are these from different countries and...
Everywhere in the world
or
has
is this-
seen all three of the ones I've mentioned above: the Hat Man, the Shadow People, and the little old hag.
And, right.
She's really got a scary face. She's got like a grin from ear to ear. She looks like a little witch, like a little hobbly old woman.
And what does she do?
Sits on your chest.
To what end? Does she kill people?
That sounds like something off Pornhub.
Listen, I am Simon. He doesn't say a lot,
Does
but
it,
when he
Simon?
does,
Oh, does it as well?
the little old hag. I'm
Cheeky
just
bastard.
gonna. I want to give you a little bit of a.
James,
What?
I feel like if I see her again, I'm inviting her in because I'm not far off.
The little old hag, sleep paralysis,
Oh,
top
Jesus
search.
Christ.
See?
I know someone that looks like that. I'm not joking. She reminds me of someone.
So this is
Maybe
Wiki-
I've seen her.
This is Wikipedia's description of her. The hag is a wizened old woman or a kind of goddess having the appearance of such a woman, found in old folklore, children's tales, and in Hansel and Gretel. That's where they've got her from. And she's got shape-shifting duties, basically.
Right.
So if you ever see her,
Oh, right.
you know you're in shit, basically.
Oh,
So
great.
just
Thanks for
let-
the
Let
forewarning.
someone know, but yeah.
So again, the
she
Hat
comes to you
Man.
and the Hat Man.
And do they... I know
it
this
sounds-
stupid.
it does-
These aren't real people, are they? The demon. What
It's
demons?
very real to the person who's got the sleep paralysis at the time. The Hat Man, top search.
I remember it from the Haunted of Hill House,
Yeah.
where we were like following this guy down the street, and that was really bad, and he was depressed.
Wears a bowler hat.
Right. Do you know what? Do people?
It's like he's come to collect your soul. He's just
Right.
waiting for you to part with it.
And is this who you saw, or were yours a different
Mine could
thing?
feel a shadow person, but it weren't the Hat Man, I don't think. Very tall though, I knew it was tall. I just knew.
Are these shadow people, when you looked into it, are they like demons?
Who's to say that it's more on the
Unexplained.
sleep paralysis thing? But then if everyone's got sleep paralysis, why is it this certain thing that they see? Why don't I see a unicorn?
Maybe it's the way your brain's
How does
wired.
everyone's subconscious go, right, shadow person?
Well,
How?
I'll tell you why. Because I wouldn't have known about him before now. But let me tell you something. If I'm struggling on a night, guess what I'm going to say? James, thanks for introducing me to him.
Well, if you do, let me know. It's interesting.
Jesus Christ.
You won't be able to wake up or move though, or get Simon's attention or Wilson's, as I know from Brody. You won't be able to do out. You can't even go.
How long does it last?
Ages, it feels like, but probably seconds.
That's terrible. I'm really sorry for people who. I'm sorry for you to have had that experience.
Thank you.
Well, this is slightly relating to it because
Okay.
it reminded me when you were talking about shadow people and all this. If you heard about the story, it's not a story, it's true. Is it Elisa Lam?
Elisa Lam.
Elisa Lam.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I know about this.
At this hotel.
Yeah.
Where were the hotel? Los
California.
Angeles. Fucking Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So this is where it's a really disturbing video. It's
Yeah.
like CCTV footage, isn't it?
Yes, from the lift.
From the lift. So this girl checks into this. It's a famously weird hotel in
It's
Los
from
Angeles.
American Horror Story.
Yeah.
They based their hotel on the hotel season on this hotel.
Loads of bad stuff happened there. Do you know what I think might have happened there as well? I think the Black Dahlia. So you know the Black
Yes, I
Dahlia
do.
murder.
Yeah.
I think that was the hotel she'd been staying in.
Jesus.
But I'll have to fact check this. Anyway, so Elisa Lam, she's in the lift of the hotel.
Yeah.
She's only young, isn't she? Like a student, 20, 21.
I'd say so. Yeah, she was definitely young. Yeah.
And you see it in black and white footage, and she's like pressing all the buttons to the lift, but the lift ain't
And
doing
then she
all.
keeps like jumping out, like she's going to scare someone, and jumping back in and
Yeah,
talking to
and-
herself and getting really giddy, and then she's doing all
And then
that.
she looks scared.
Yeah.
And she like runs back, but she's completely on her own
Yeah.
on this hotel floor.
Yeah.
So it does seem that there's something paranormal.
But then how did she get, obviously, for everyone that doesn't know, she was found in a water tank dead at the top of the hotel room
Yeah.
for days, and people were drinking her water.
That's how they found her. So,
Man.
so after this episode in the lift, no one saw her after that. That's the last time she's on film. And then, yeah, guests in the hotel were saying, my water's brown.
And it tastes rank.
And it tastes like, yeah, it shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So they investigated the water tower, but the water tower, they said they needed
How did they lift it? Because she
like a
wouldn't have been able to
20-foot
lift
ladder
it.
to
I
get
know.
up and
Yeah.
people to get in. And she were in the water tank with, I think she was no clothes on. Dead, obviously.
What an awful way to go. That's horrible.
So there are people drawing parallels with ghosts and demons
Yeah.
and spirits and stuff. But I think it turned out she did have bipolar.
Schizophrenic.
She had.
But she also kept quite a hefty diary as well, which was quite telling.
Did she?
Yeah. She battled with a lot. So I think that she was just off her
Oh,
head.
she.
But still, it
But
doesn't explain how
still,
she got in there.
So
No way.
strange.
But then I know this is awful. Oh no, I probably shouldn't. I will though. But some people sometimes have a massive energy when they're not. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
they have a lot of energy. So maybe it's just lifted it off herself.
Oh, I know.
You think
yeah,
if
I
you're in
know
a
what you
rage,
mean.
right, you can do anything, can't you? If
Yeah.
you're really mad, you could push a car over if you think about it. But
I think I could. Yeah, you're right. If she were G'ing herself up.
Yeah.
What scares me though, and if you've ever been around anyone who's been on hallucinogenic drugs,
me, never. Never.
it's really disturbing when you're not
Yeah.
and they are.
Yeah. It's like a different person.
Oh, and they're saying, I were once with when we were young, some people who were seeing people in the trees and
Yeah.
we were in a graveyard. Why
Yeah.
did I do that? But they were, and he was hiding behind me and saying, oh, and he was screaming and saying, there's a guy behind that, there's a guy in the tree, they're all
Yeah.
watching us. And I was thinking, fucking hell, I'm done for. But obviously, he was just imagining it. So if you're
Yeah.
on medication or, you know, you've got depression or bipolar and you're already thinking strange thoughts.
Yeah. But do you know what
Is
the
it your
worst thing
brain?
is? Even if them people out there, obviously they're in their imaginations, that person they are, so it's extremely real.
Yeah,
So
was
it doesn't matter if
very
they're there
real
or
to me.
not, it's real
Yeah,
to them.
yeah, exactly. So like with her, she's running away from somebody there. She's seeing something, isn't she? She's like
Definitely.
playing around with something that she's seeing, which terrifies me.
I know, because the way she's acting suggests to me it's a kid, because she's like making it jump and stuff, isn't she? Do you know what
Honestly,
I mean?
God bless her, poor girl. If you can see the video, it's...
We'd recommend giving it a watch. It is very disturbing.
Very disturbing, yeah, if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about death, sorry.
What an intro to this.
There's a couple of things that I find intriguing. So everyone has seen, of a certain age, my age,
Yeah.
the Final Destination films.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Are there 6 of them?
There are 6 of them, yes.
How many times can you show
It started
people
getting a bit towards
dying
really
in
far-fetched.
hideous ways?
Yeah.
So that it happening in real life,
Mm.
I've always found, I shouldn't say intriguing because people die.
Listen, it's nice to be fascinated with the morbid.
Well, it's macabre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a fascination with it. So I was looking up instances of real life Final Destination type situations.
Brilliant, yeah, okay.
So I've got a couple of examples.
Right.
So my first one, it's a lady, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this name wrong.
Okay.
Yi Meng Wan.
Right.
So she survived the crash of Asiana Flight 214. I don't know what year this happened, we'll have to check, it's maybe a recent one.
Right.
So she only had minor injuries, and while she'd been sort of rescued off the plane where a lot of other people died,
Yeah.
a fire engine that were coming attending the scene ran her over and killed her. So
That is a bad time.
that's a bad time. She's had respite from a plane crash, but then was it just her time to go?
Definitely was, yeah.
Well, couldn't she
But
just
also,
about
how
struggle?
long can you just carry on running from death? I ain't got the energy. I'm just like, one there.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. There's another one, a woman, Hilda Yolanda Mail. She survived the 9/11 attacks,
Right.
but 2 months later died on a flight when that crashed. Flight 587 crashed in New York 2 months later.
God.
So again, it's sort of like if it's coming for you and it's your time,
Yeah.
it's just your time.
But also, they say that there's not a lot of plane crashes. You've got more chance of getting hit by a bus or whatever. But I disagree at the minute. I
But
think there is a lot.
Oh, well, don't say that. I hate flying. That's all I think about when we're on a plane. When's it going to crash?
Yeah.
Um,
It'd be painless, though. You wouldn't know about it really.
well, apart from the 5 minutes it takes
Not about the sky.
to go down.
Unless it was instantaneous. That's nicer.
Jesus Christ. But see, what you were saying about running from death, you know, like in films, you know, like in Scream and stuff,
Yeah.
where they're running.
Love that franchise.
I've
yeah.
never seen them.
Oh God.
No, my friend Jess loves
Isn't
these.
that
I've never seen them.
insane? They paved the way for a new kind of movie, the slasher movie. Amazing.
See, maybe I missed the boat on Scream because I'm slightly younger than I am.
Right.
But I have seen a lot of horror films that maybe now make Scream seem tame.
It's very tame. I mean, it's laughable. It's not
Is it?
scary in the slightest, but it was of its time and it was really good.
Let's watch that. I've never seen it in full.
Cult classic.
But in films like of that genre, you know,
Yeah.
they're running away and like Freddy
Yeah.
and honest to God, if that were me, I would honestly say, look, you can just get me because
Yeah. Because the murderer might walk away because the thrill is the chase. They might be like, you're crap. Next. Get me someone else.
Lazy
She's
bitch.
crap.
Do you know what I mean? They're all like, where there's dinosaurs after you and a monster and you're in a plane crash, and I think, do you know what? I'm calling it. Eat me.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
I
I'm
get that.
knackered. Do you feel the same?
I do, but then I think if you're in that situation,
You
your
would
instinct to fight is
You
kicking.
would
wouldn't
probably
it?
fight.
Yeah.
But we don't want to end on a bum note, do
No.
we? So, the Final Destination stuff.
Yeah.
This guy is quite famous, it sounds. He's called Fran Selak, an 85-year-old guy from Croatia. So, he has cheated death 6 or 7 times. Let me tell you what the poor guy's been through.
I don't know how he's got the
You
energy.
would give up. Listen
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
first of all, 1962, he were on a train crash. It got derailed, ended up in an icy river.
Yeah.
He broke his arm, managed to swim to shore, got hypothermia, survived.
Right.
The year later, got on a plane. The plane he were on, the door, I don't know if the air pressure or something, the door flew off, basically. He was sucked out of the plane.
Shocking.
Free diving, no parachute. Obviously, he's just a passenger. He didn't have a parachute. He landed on a hay bale got knocked unconscious, minor injuries. Everybody else on board dead.
I bet it was quite high up as well.
Well, plane? Yeah, fucking not.
Oh no, what can you take? It could have been just taking off or just coming down. We don't know that.
We don't know the height, fair
Right.
enough, but it is a plane, so we're assuming it's
high.
off the... Okay.
You said it.
Right, a few years later,
Yeah.
he's in a bus. It comes off the road, again, ends up in a river, drowns 4 people. He manages to swim to safety, minor injuries. Lucky guy.
He
Well,
needs
lucky or unlucky, actually, I don't know.
Stay away from all modes of transport.
Oh, he just stay at
I'm
home.
saying.
So then 4 years later, he buys a car. Obviously thinks public transport's not for him. Driving
I reckon
around,
it's probably thrown towel in at this point.
driving around in his car, catches on fire. He manages to get out of it and run off just before the gas tank explodes. So, close call again. He buys another car. I don't know what car he's bought in the first place. It's probably
Yeah.
there is ones that were blowing up all the time. I can't remember what they were.
Yeah.
So again, it caught fire again, burst into flames. He got some minor injuries, got out of it. Then he got run over by a bus.
Oh my god.
Then, this is over like a 30-year period. He gets a few years in between each one to kind of
Right.
get over it.
Yeah.
Then he's driving on a mountain road, and
It's got no business being on a mountain road. At what point in that decision making process has it gone, I'm gonna go on that mountain
his
road?
wife must hate him. She must have said, "Yeah, you go home." So then he basically drives into the path of an oncoming truck, and as the car is going over the side of a cliff, he jumps out and grabs onto a tree. Hanging there. He does,
This can't be
he is,
real.
he
This
is.
man, are you
He should be a
joking
stunt.
me?
Anyway, all that's done and dusted now.
Yeah.
He's broken his run of bad luck. Then, in 2003, he ended up winning $1 million on the lottery.
That's God going right. You've done all right here. There
He
you
is
go.
a reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
God's like, I've tried to get you up here 6 times, so just be comfortable.
Fair
for
play.
Now. Do you know what I mean? Here's your compo.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Well, when can I put myself in some fucking path of some danger? I really need it.
I don't think you'd be quite so lucky, mate.
I don't either, you're right.
I'm definitely not.
So there we go. This guy,
There we go.
we've ended on maybe a positive-ish note.
Yeah. But next time we're doing conspiracy theories and stuff like that, aren't we? So
Yeah, and we won't do the tired, old, worn-out ones that everybody talks about.
No,
we'll talk
we've got
about
something
the fresh new conspiracies.
innovative.
Epstein
Britney.
and more.
Free Britney.
If that's true, James, we don't know.
Well, we'll find out.
So, what's our thing called now? Where can you follow us and stuff, James?
So,
I'm not a social media guy.
We're on all social media. You can follow us on Facebook at Drinks in the Kitchen and on Instagram at Drinks in the Kitchen. And we are also on Apple and Spotify, I believe.
To download.
The podcast, yeah. So
Like
make
and
sure you
subscribe.
do like and subscribe.
Hit the
Give us a
sub.
thumbs up and give us a share on Facebook.
Don't tell adult bad, sorry.
No, you can if you want. It'll be funny.
Okay, bye.
Bye.